My name's Daniel Roy, and today I'm going to demonstrate 10 levels of color changes. If you want to learn magic, check out my online course, Card Magic 101, and if you want to book me for a show, live or virtual, you can contact me on my website. Links are in the description. So what is a color change? Well, at the core of this idea is a transformation, changing one card into another. So as an example, let's use this top card here, which happens to be the Four of Hearts. Now watch very closely. All I have to do is wave my hand over this card, and it changes into a joker. So that's a color change, changing one card into another. Now we don't need any jokers for this trick. But there's a bit of a problem, which is that if I try to do color changes with an entire deck of cards, well, it gets a bit confusing, because in a deck of cards, all the cards are different. So if all of these cards start changing, well, it's just too messy and too difficult to follow. So to simplify things, I brought another group of cards with me here. And these cards here are all alike. Now, just to keep things separated, I'm using a blue deck and red cards here. But as I was saying, these cards are all alike. They are all perfectly identical. Okay, well, except for this one, but aside from that one King of Hearts, the rest of these cards are all identical. They're all black cards, they're all eights, they're all black eights of spades. And the reason that I need so many eights is because in many card games, eights are wild, so they could represent any card in the deck. And I'm going to place these eights down on the table into two different rows like this. One row goes face up, the other one goes face down. And as I mentioned, eights are wild, so they can resemble any card, like, for example, the King of Hearts. So for the level 1 color change, I will rub this king on an 8, and you'll see that 8 starts to look a lot like a King of Hearts. For level 2, I will trap an 8 in between two kings. When I rub, it changes so that I am left now with nothing but kings. For level 3, it's very important that you see that this card here has not changed yet. It only changes when I rub. That's when it becomes a King of Hearts, as have these other cards here. Now, for level 4, I'm going to handle this card very, very slowly, so there's no chance for confusion. I will put it face down into the middle of the pile. So if it's in the middle of the pile, that means I'm not even touching it. So you would think that there's just no way possible for that card to change into a King of Hearts to match the rest of these cards here. Now, for level 5, I want you to see the exact instant that this card changes. So it is not on the first rub or the second rub, it's always on the third rub. That's when it changes into a king. And for level 6, I'm going to try to change 2 at once. Now, when you do 2 at once, there's a bit of a delay. So I'll put them face to face. And what I mean by that is that if I give these cards a rub, they will change. There's a time delay, but eventually they will change into Kings of Hearts. So for level 7, there's just one card remaining. Why don't I leave it face down? Only one card to keep track of. All I have to do is rub, and it changes into a King of Hearts. So we started out with one king and 8 eights, and now we are left with just nothing but Kings of Hearts. Now to take this concept of the color change any further, we have to go back to the deck of cards here. Now so far we've just been concerning ourselves with the faces of the cards, but to go on to level 8, we have to start thinking about the backs of the cards. So I'm going to use a card at random here. Why don't I use the 4 of diamonds? That's a good one. Now, right now, notice that the 4 of diamonds has a blue back. I'm going to take that card, the 4 of diamonds, and I will rub it on the back here for level 8, and you'll see it change to red. Now, for level 9, we're going to step things up a notch. So instead of using one back or even 2 backs, let's use all the backs. I'll put the 4 diamonds on top, give the cards a rub, and they all change. Every single card in the deck is now red from top to bottom. But for level 10, there's something that's still bothering me here, which is that even though the backs of the cards now are all red, the faces are all different. So let's fix that. All I have to do is rub this King of Hearts on the face, and now the faces change as well. every single card has now changed into a king of hearts, and that is 10 levels of color changes. Now, in my comment sections, people are constantly accusing me of using editing tricks or fancy camera work or whatnot, and I can honestly say everything you see here, you could have watched from in my studio. In other words, you could have been sitting across the table from me, and you would have seen exactly what you all just saw on camera. But this last bit involving my shirt, this is all camera tricks. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, please give it a like, and if you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel and following me on social media. If you want to learn magic, check out my online course, Card Magic 101. I also teach private lessons to students of all levels. And if you want to book a show, live or virtual, you can contact me on my website. Links are in the description. See you next time.